Trading Bell, brought to you by Safaricom Business.
We choose partners with solutions that get us there. Solutions that power progress, step by step. Your dreams to come true. You could also power your progress. Join Safaricom Business today. Power your progress at business.safaricom.co.ke.
Hi and welcome to the Trading Bell, of course in association with Safaricom Business. Today we take a keen look at family business enterprises, and we have the chairman of the association, Joseph Okelo, who's going to shed light on how they are helping businesses, of course, thrive to generations. We have heard the stories, sometimes good news, sometimes bad. Welcome to the Trading Bell. Joe, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Maina.
It's good to see you, and behind the scenes I was inspired by your height. You say you're
6 foot 9 inches.
6, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There you go. Probably I'll take a picture so they can see that. But this is good. And as you've heard from my introduction, we have had the good stories about family businesses and sometimes not very good ones.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you first, what inspired this association? And does it also birth from a background?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what got me into why we started the Association of Family Business Enterprises is because I too am a product or a beneficiary of a family business.
Okay.
So we run, my parents started a business that grew quite considerably.
Yeah.
And they started that business when I was probably 9 years old. So I grew with the business.
Yeah, wow.
And from that, I never thought I would ever work in the business.
Yeah.
But I ended up doing so. So
Okay.
I worked in other companies, and then
So what are you? You're a second generation.
I'm a second generation
Okay.
when it comes to that business.
Okay.
I've then gone on to start other businesses
Okay.
with family members. So I'm a second generation in certain businesses, and I'm a first generation
In your
in my own other businesses as well.
Okay.
But the inspiration to start the business was drawn mainly from the fact that, or by the fact that, I think that family businesses are greatly underappreciated and misunderstood.
Yeah.
And yet they're the backbone of this economy. The statistics
Absolutely.
suggest that,
And there's a lot of them. You're right.
that they contribute to about 70 to 80% of the GDP
Wow.
in this country, maybe about 60% of the labor force. But what we tend to hear about family businesses are the same things, about conflict, that they're set up very informally.
Yeah.
That they don't last very long.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and so we set up the association to kind of change that, because we know the importance in terms of job creation, wealth creation as well, and community stability. Family businesses are big employers.
Yeah.
We know they carry a lot of legacy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of values that we see, an identity around family businesses. So we thought, the association would be a good way to bring this together, have peer-to-peer, get resource persons who can also advise, and create an ecosystem of family business owners.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good cause, Joe. And let's first of all, I want to be a very optimistic person here.
Yeah.
Kenya is fairly, if I may call it, young. Looking at the independence time to now, we haven't hit a century yet and the likes.
Yeah.
But there are businesses here that have hit a century plus.
Yes.
And I don't know whether I'm putting you on the spot, but can we celebrate one or two that that are really still thriving and going on?
100-year-old businesses?
Yeah, plus, or probably that are lived 2-3 generations.
Yes, but are you talking about 100-year-old family businesses?
No,
or businesses at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. We've seen banks, KCB, I think.
Okay.
There are businesses in Kenya that are over 100 years old.
Absolutely.
There are family businesses that are close to
a century?
100. Well, maybe, getting there, getting to 100 years old.
Yeah.
We definitely have family businesses that are over 50 years old in this country.
Yeah.
So we're seeing there's some continuity.
Excellent.
We're seeing businesses with third, even fourth generations now at the helm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's lovely. Let's get to some of the things that you've touched about. The things that we may not like to see. But, as they say, experience is the best teacher. You don't have to go through it. And you have seen some of the things that have befell some of the family businesses. If you were to sum up, and I know there could be a myriad of many challenges, what would you say are the main ones that you've observed that face family businesses?
So family businesses are similar to all other businesses.
All other businesses, yes.
So the challenges are similar. But what I would say is unique, or what stands out as a challenge or challenges to family businesses globally, and especially, and also in Kenya, the first challenge is governance.
Governance.
Yeah. Many family businesses are still quite informal in their structures. And the reason for that is if you look at how family businesses are started, it's normally started by an individual or by a couple. And it's somebody who, by people who have got a lot of enterprise, very enterprising, a lot of grit, and they really want to start something. And many times, the successful ones, it outgrows the founder quite quickly. And sometimes it's hard to catch up or adapt to build structures to support that kind of drive, right? So governance is a challenge. Second challenge is succession. And succession is a big challenge. And succession in itself is quite a complex and difficult construct. If you think about succession, if I have run a business and it's successful, and you're telling me to hand it over, or logically one would think we should hand it over to another generation, or the next generation. What are some of the factors that would inhibit that from happening? One would be fear of loss of control. Many times people who are successful in business are identified with the business. And once I relinquish my, ownership or leadership, what then happens to me? And then sometimes also is we want to avert conflict. If I've got more than one successor, how do I then choose who should the successor be? And so we just postpone the decision. Do I choose X or do I choose Y? Who do I choose to take over, right? There are many other reasons. Sometimes we overestimate our abilities, thinking that I'm always going to be here. Things are going, there are myriad of reasons.
Anything can happen.
But you know what? Transition is inevitable. At the end of the day, we will all move on.
That's true.
And what we tend to see, especially a lot of the generational transitions we're seeing here, is that they're forced or unplanned. Sometimes the founder transits before a succession plan has been put into place. A third one, again, is conflict. The business is started by an individual or a couple, but when you go down the generations, now you have siblings running the business. The siblings have their own families. The further down you go, the pyramid grows. So you've got different levels of ownership as you go into different generations. So you go from one person or two people to siblings, a group of siblings, then their children, now cousins. So you see the pot growing in terms. So if you don't have the right structures, so those are some of the challenges we see.
I know that,
But the challenges I see now, the main challenges I see are professionalization. Put in procedures and systems so that the business can outlast you as a thing. And another big thing, of course, is digitalization. Everything is moving digital. Many of the businesses that were started by digital immigrants, as I like to call it. People like myself or my parents who we were not born in a digital age. This is the digital era came in when we were already adults. But when I look at my children and I look at other people, the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas, they're digital natives.
Absolutely.
And that is what is changing. A lot of innovation is being driven, AI, these terms, at what is changing in industry. And so these are some of the challenges we're finding. Founders are finding themselves excluded from what's happening in society.
Seems like they will always evolve.
Yes. Life is ever evolving.
But Joe, I pick up on one of the list that you've given, one of it being succession. And the reason why I'm picking that on is because of some of the headlines we have seen. Some of the renowned persons we have seen, business persons, business acumen, I may not name names here, but you have seen court battles that have taken decades and overall degraded the wealth that would have been built.
Yes.
And sometimes we have law firms that celebrate out of this because they end up taking a chunk of it because siblings are fighting. And you've said succession is a very critical thing. So 2 questions on that.
Yeah.
When should one, if I've started a business today, what do you advise business persons when they should start thinking about succession? And number 2, what would be the advice, especially when they are fighting left, right, and center?
Yeah.
Sometimes some of them even disregard the wheels that are put in place.
Yes.
And you see them all of a sudden coming to start fight again. What would be your sentiments on that?
Okay. You mentioned, before I answer that question, you mentioned something about wills, right?
Yes.
I once asked a friend of mine who's a lawyer, when should one write a will? When do you know when to write a will? And she told me, you should write a will when you own anything. Yeah. And I said, wow, really? Anything?
Okay.
I don't have to, because there's this misconception that, I should only write a will if I'm wealthy or if I have a lot of possessions.
Yes.
Similarly, with succession planning, I've heard many experts say, the moment you start a business, and if it's a business that you want to outlive you, right?
Yeah.
Which most of us think, because a business is supposed to go on, in perpetuity for ongoing.
Yeah.
Then succession plan is something that you should already start to think about immediately. But when do you start the planning? The views are varied. Some people say that that a proper succession plan can take 8 to 10 years to execute. So we should be thinking about succession planning long before we actually do it, because there's a whole process of identifying who the right successors are, and then training them, preparing them, getting them ready. And it involves a lot of difficult questions, difficult conversations, because there are many people who are affected by the decision about who the heir or who the successor should be. Okay. So it's a long process.
It is, yeah.
With the wrangles, we hope that if we do the succession planning early and we do it well, it should kind of prevent a lot of the wrangles we see. Yeah, because once it gets into the hands of the lawyers, then it becomes
another story.
It becomes very difficult to untangle.
Thank you, Joe. And we want to take a quick short break at that particular point. And remember, the Conversations on the Trading Bell is brought to you in partnership with Safaricom Business. And one quick one that you need to know, Safaricom Business provides fast and reliable connectivity for uninterrupted business operations. See you right back.
You're watching Trading Bell, brought to you by Safaricom Business.
We choose partners with solutions that get us there. Solutions that power progress, step by step. Your dreams zetu come true. You could also power your progress. Join Safaricom Business today. Power your progress at business.safaricom.co.ke.
Welcome back to the Trading Bell. We are talking matters family business enterprises with Joe, the chairperson of the association. This is in partnership with Safaricom Business. Let me just remind you something about Safaricom Business. They have cloud solutions that enables backup and recovery solutions that safeguard data, ensuring business continuity and resilience. Joe, welcome back. You're an association, and you have seen some of your members sometimes go through this process, which is a tough one.
Yes.
Do you sometimes help to mediate this?
Well, we try to, because as an association, its association is made up of its members.
Okay.
So what we do is sometimes we have reputable resource partners or associate partners who would then make reference to.
Okay.
And then the members, it's up to them. It's really up to them to choose whether they feel that is the right person or the right group to help them with their situation. But yes, that's part of the reason we exist, to support each other.
Okay.
Yes.
But Joe, what would be your pick? Mediate or go to court?
Definitely mediation.
Okay.
Yeah, alternative dispute resolutions. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit on another quick challenge that I've also seen. As you've said, family businesses are just like other businesses.
Yes.
So definitely there could be something to do with access to capital and growth.
Yeah.
Especially on growth, because most business starters or family businesses die with their owner.
Yeah.
And you wonder why. We would have wanted to see more of this, which is quite a sad thing.
Yeah.
I've had as well in other different continents where people say, no, I'm going to sell out all my business. My kids will figure it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it comes to growth, do you think that passing it on is a good thing, or should we let those kids decide for themselves, and then whatever this business, I don't know, you give us the answer to that.
Yeah.
And also talk a little bit on access to capital.
So I think we all start businesses for our own reasons. And so I don't think there's a one size fits all.
Okay.
Yeah. For some people, they're, offloading the business and selling it and doing other things is one thing. For others, passing it on.
Yeah.
For others, putting, getting into a trust. There are very many ways. And so I don't think there's one correct way. It really depends on what one wants.
Okay.
Or how one perceives the situation around the environment. Yeah. Okay. Access to capital is a challenge. I mean, for a long I don't think family businesses have been recognized as a distinct group by the financiers or the people who give capital. Yet,
that's quite
they're the majority of the account holders.
70%, yes, you're right.
Are with banks, But we're hoping that we're going to start seeing much more alignment. And we do have an upcoming conference, and we're seeing a lot of interest from people from the finance sector.
Okay.
Because it's a very lucrative.
It's an opportunity.
It's a lucrative sector.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Family businesses make up almost every sector of industry. So we hope that there will be a response and a positive one for family businesses to be treated with the respect that they deserve.
Okay. I still want to pick on that because this is an opportunity for any financier, as you've said, and they haven't tapped that. And I love the fact that as an association, are you able to lobby and bring in some of these partners in?
Yes.
Would you say that part of the reasons why you have seen this, financials being shy or financial institutions being shy would be a result of the professionalization that you've talked about and governance?
Yeah, so financiers, of course, finance family businesses.
Yeah.
But they do them as individual businesses.
Okay.
Yeah. We want them to have the recognition and the understanding of some of the unique traits that family businesses have.
Okay.
Yeah. And so with that mind shift, then maybe they'll come up with products and things that will be more attractive to family businesses.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk policy.
Okay.
Running 70% of businesses in the country means you have a big say.
Yes.
And so when we see policy changes that affect businesses, definitely you must be able to speak as an association. Yes. Have you had such moments when you have had to address certain things? And how is the policy environment? And how do you advocate for such as well?
So that's one of the things, advocacy is one of the things that we want to increase in. Because the taxes, the policies around tax and other things that we know that could come up that would have a big impact on family businesses. Yeah. There are already policies that affect family businesses. As you said, 70% of businesses are family businesses. So anything to do with tax would affect them directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
But there's some policies that we think would affect family businesses more than other businesses. And those are the things that we want to start taking up seriously.
Okay.
And if they're not already, some of the policies have not yet been introduced, we have to act anticipatorily because we know that they could come up and want to be prepared to be able to have a say in some of these things.
Okay. I love that. By the way, in your own assessment, now, because you sit at a very pivotal point, if I may say that,
yes.
I like asking CEOs when I sit with them who run businesses this question. When you look at the policy environment and the current working environment, knowing that very well some of the businesses that are under your association have tentacles in the region, not just in Kenya.
That's right.
When you compare around, how would you rate our business environment? How would you say it is?
I think there are still some challenges to be addressed.
Yeah.
I think that the environment can be made a lot more enabling.
Yeah.
And but I still think that Kenyans are very enterprising and are very entrepreneurial and have quite a bit of grit and resilience. But yes, we would like to see a much more enabling or a more enabling environment and something that would catalyze growth.
Yeah. Joy, I was asking that question.
Yes.
Part of our viewers of this conversation, we have CSS who have been hosted here. I actually believe the president sometimes watches this.
Okay.
So if you were to address him and tell him, this one thing I would like you to just check on for us to have a smoother run-in, what would you tell him?
Well, there are quite a number of things.
Okay.
One thing that I hear being we in businesses, look at the regulation, and the number of licenses that businesses require, which can be quite punitive.
Okay.
And then also a tax regime that sometimes can be quite. We want something that to be more predictable.
Okay. Yeah.
So that we, if something and legislation or something that affects businesses being introduced, there's some period or a time in which we can then adapt. Before it's enacted.
Okay, lovely. And Paul, I had to put you on the spot a bit because we need to answer these questions.
Yeah.
I want to come to a close of the conversation, and I want to talk about the future outlook of what you see, and then we'll also talk about what you mentioned. There's a conference coming up, but let's start first of all look at the future outlook. Looking ahead, how do you see the family business-owned, businesses shaping Kenya and Africa's economy, and what's your role as an association in that entire ecosystem?
Okay. I think that family business will continue to play a pivotal role or a key role in shaping the economies in Africa and even globally.
Yeah.
When we look at some of the countries which have had family businesses that have gone on for many generations, they still play a key part in the economy. So I don't think that's going to change in Africa. I still think family businesses are critical. They're here, and they're here to stay. As long as they're families, we'll still see family businesses.
Yeah.
So that's something that'll happen. So with the FBA, we think we want to play a bigger role. We want to expand and get more family business owners and members to be part of the association.
Okay.
And to work with other associations. They're much bigger associations that are industry specific, that have many family businesses as their members. And we want to work closely with them because the things that we address in family businesses are different from what some of these other associations do with their family. They would address things that are specific to certain industries.
Okay.
But we also address the family aspect and the aspects of the intersection between family and businesses.
Okay. Joe, where I sit at the exchange, as you can see, there's a belief that family-owned businesses and enterprises would have a better landing if, for example, they were to list. Because we have seen people, as we have agreed with you, there's some people who die with the business and probably they didn't want it to do that. But when you list, you're forced to do the governance structures we've talked about, the professionalization and the likes. What's your comment on that? What do you see as well?
I think it's a good thing. If you remember, one of the things I said with succession is that the fear of control, fear of loss of control.
Loss of control, that's true.
And, the thing about listing, it's a good thing, getting outsiders to come in and invest in the business. But remember, to be considered a family business, one just has to have 51% of the controlling shares.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You can still have 49% from outsiders. And who can bring in, different perspectives, professionalism. One of the challenges we find in family businesses is that we can be a bit insular, So you find that in some family businesses or many family businesses, the makeup of their staff or the complement of the people who work for them are family members. So that brings its own complexities. There are many things we would. How critical can one be of their own parent or of their own sibling without it interfering with their personal relationships? And then outsiders bring in, different viewpoints, different expertise. And objectivity. So so working with the NSE, we would recommend it. If the NSE come and tell us the benefits and how to do it, it's a process. It's shifting of mindsets. But we're seeing a lot. People are now looking into that. As ways of raising capital and enhancing their governance structures. And it's a sure way to ensure continuity and legacy.
Lovely. Finally, you've put up a conference. And I think I checked through and I noticed that the theme is striving and thriving in family business.
Thriving, striving, and enduring.
Excellent.
So,
lovely.
We want to move from surviving.
From surviving now to thriving. I love that. What does this theme, in a way, mean to you? And, tell us about it and what can participants expect from this event?
So why we chose this theme of to thrive, strive, and to endure is that family business is already, we endure the kind of sacrifices that an owners, because family businesses are here for the long haul, right? So we see a lot of them enduring, and which can be a good quality. Sometimes enduring gives a perception of suffering. But no, we want to endure. Want to feel that this is something that can pass on to other generations. Family business can thrive, and they do. So thriving and striving are the things that we do and aspire to do on a daily basis. So that's why we chose this the theme. And what participants, we encourage all family business owners and members to please sign up. Slots are running out. But what we can expect is that we've got a lot of good resource persons. We've also got family business owners and next generations. We've got a good complement, a good mix of experts and people with personal experiences who will be sharing their stories. And there'll be a lot of learning. There'll be a very good environment. This is not the first conference we've had. And all the previous conferences we've had have been very well attended. And have got very good feedback.
So how do I sign up if I have my very young family business that is about?
Yes, we have a website. We have a link.
Is it on the website? And the website is family businesses? Or
it's AFBE.
AFBE.
AFBEKenya.org.
AFBEKenya.org. Just visit that and then
you'll be directed to how to sign up for the conference.
Excellent. There you have it. That's the Trading Bell in partnership with Safaricom Business Power in Progress. I want to leave you with this nugget here. Safaricom Business is the trusted shield that protects Kenya's enterprises so that they can digitize with confidence. I leave you now with the markets.
Trading Bell brought to you by Safaricom Business.
We choose partners with solutions that get us there. Solutions that power progress step by step. Your dreams zetu come true. You could also power your progress. Join Safaricom Business today. Power your progress at business.safaricom.co.ke.